Hey, this is Tim Gross, and I want to talk to you about ear training, training your ear to be able to understand what you're hearing, and which leads to what they call being able to play by ear. And there's a lot of confusion about what that means. I think a lot of people just think it's some sort of magic trick and some unobtainable goal that they could never be able to do to play by ear. So I just wanted to sort of explain the basics of it and then give you a real life example. So first of all, no matter what you think your ear knows, you already have your ear trained to some degree. Like for instance, I'm going to play two chords. This is going to be probably a major chord, if you can kind of listen to that. And then I'm going to play another chord, which may or may not be a major chord. Okay. So that sounds like garbage, right? That sounds horrible. So, but if you can tell the difference, that the first chord sounded pleasing, and you go, well, I think that's a major chord. It sounds nice, at least. And what did I do? It doesn't matter. And that sounds horrible. You have trained your ear to be able to tell what means dissonant, which is bad, and what sounds nice, like a major chord. So congratulations, your ear is trained in that regard. Okay. Another example: if I were to play any note, if you want, you can close your eyes, but it's not going to be that hard. Here we go. Okay, I played a note. Now I'm going to play another note. Maybe close your eyes, keep them closed. Okay. Can you tell which note was higher than the other one? Was the first note lower than the second note, or was it higher than the second note? Well, I think you could tell the first note was really low, and whatever I played, and the second note was really high. So congratulations, your ear is trained to be able to tell the difference between a lower note and a higher note, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. That's the basics of training your ear. And then it starts to get more subtle and more nuanced in being able to recognize certain things. So I want to give you a real life example, and I'm going to name drop big time for just a minute here. Last weekend, I played a concert at the Indy 500 racetrack. Friday night, the Indy 500 was Sunday, but Friday night it was called Carb Day, and there was a big concert. I played with Rick Springfield, and they also played with Morris Day from the movie Purple Rain. Those guys sounded fantastic. And then there was another band called Kings of Chaos. And Kings of Chaos is a hard rock supergroup made up of a couple of the guys from Guns N' Roses, Matt Sorum playing drums, and Gilby Clarke playing guitar, and then whoever just happens to be around as far as famous hard rock singers. So in this particular concert, John Waite was singing, and I have played with him before. You wouldn't think of him as being hard rock, but you should hear him sing Led Zeppelin. It is amazingly good. And also Lita Ford. And this is what I'm leading to, is because when I heard her during sound check singing her song, it's called Kiss Me Deadly. It's called Kiss Me Deadly. I realized it was a perfect real life example of what I'm talking about today. So you probably may not know the song, but at the very beginning, she just starts singing, and the melody goes like this. I went to a party last Saturday night. I got in a fight. It ain't no big thing. And if you want, maybe pause this video and pull it up and just listen to the beginning of that song. It's Lita Ford, Kiss Me Deadly. Okay? I went to a party. So, first of all, ear training, you can tell that it's starting higher and it's working its way down, right? I went to a party last Saturday night. I did a night down. I got in a fight. And then, okay, it went up. It ain't no big thing. Okay, so that's ear training. The fact that if you listen to it and you can tell when it's going down and when it's going up, so, you're halfway there. The fact that your ear can tell you that. So that's all that ear training is. I played with a guitar player a long time ago he would challenge you to play any four notes on the piano. So you just go, and let me switch over here. He would go, and he would go, okay, that's a G flat and a G and an E and an A. I mean, that's insane. And it's just something, he was probably kind of born with that, because most people cannot be able to do that. That is not something that you should strive for, because it's pretty much unobtainable. But what I'm showing you is obtainable. So let's look again at that song. So if we're playing in the key of C, I don't know what here's the other thing. I can figure out how to play some songs without knowing what key it's in, because that's the whole point of the number system and finding patterns. So let's say the song was in the key of C, Kiss Me Deadly. Okay, so if it was in C, then it would go, I went to a party last Saturday night, got in a fight. Okay, so to find the first note, well, if you know that the song is going to be in C, it's pretty reasonable to check first to see if the melody note starts on the C. I went to a, and it does. I went to a, and then it works its way down. Went to a party last Saturday night, I got in a fight. Okay, so that was all white notes, and I knew it was all white notes, which I'll explain in a minute. But if you didn't know, you could go, I went to, no, that's not it. Went to a party last Saturday night. No, that's not it. Went to a party last Saturday night, I got in a fight. Okay, so it's all white notes, and in the key of C, what she's actually doing is just walking down the C major scale. C major scale goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And then all it's doing is going backwards. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So basically it's like a launch ignition sequence, So once you understand that, do you know how to play the beginning of that song now? Absolutely. You know how it goes. It's just a major scale going down. Went to a party last Saturday night, I got in a fight. So that's what I mean. Like once the pattern, that's just a C major scale. That's the easiest thing in the world. And if you're playing it in a different key, then it's just that major scale walking down. Okay, so from there, I want to show you how my mind works, because I don't have something where if I hear this note and then the melody goes somewhere else where I can always instantly tell what the note is. So what I do is I run up the notes of the scale in my head until I get to the note. And here's what I mean by that. Went to a party last Saturday night. So from there it goes, Okay, so I know that's higher, right? But I'm not quite sure what note it is. So what I do is in my head, I go up the scale. Mentally, I fill in the whole step up to the E, because I know it's in C major. And that's how I find out that it's in E. Saturday night, In my head, though, I'm like, because that helps me find the interval. And then from there, it goes, it ain't no. Well, I can tell what a whole step is. It ain't no. And that's something that you can develop over time, too, that when you hear a melody go a whole step away, that you can tell what it is. It ain't no. And then from there, it goes, big thing, it ain't no. So again, my brain, I go, no big. And from there I go, big thing. And so that's how I figure out that it's an A. So again, I'm doing this quickly. This is a quick tip that I'm showing you here. But that's what I do, is I fill in the notes of the scale until I get to the interval I'm looking for, and that's how I figure it out. I went to a party last Saturday night. Excuse me, gotta swallow. Got in a fight. It ain't no big thing. Okay, and the cool thing about learning this as numbers instead of notes is that song's probably not in C. If I saw Lita Ford again and all of a sudden she goes, hey, I need a keyboard player, can you play this part or whatever? And she goes, I sing it in E. I go, oh, okay, well, E has 4 black notes in it. E has 4 black notes in it, and I know what the E major scale is. If you need to figure it out, you can go to the very first piano video that I ever did explaining the formula about how to figure out every major scale. But so this is what the E major scale looks like. So now that I know that, I can easily go, I went to a party last Saturday night, and from here, I know it's 2 whole steps up. I know I'm going to the major third. Then I'm coming down a whole step. It ain't no. Then back to the 1, and then down to the 6. Big thing. All right, so I don't expect you to be able to do all that, but I just want to show you my methodology about thinking. It ain't no big thing, about how I, hum intervals, notes to get to the interval that I'm looking for, and so that's how you do that. And so don't be afraid of the concept of ear training and learning to play by ear. When you're hearing a song, try picking around. Oh, what's going on? And the more you can sort of figure that out, the better off you are. So just kind of a quick tip, like I said. Hope you find this useful. I've got a bunch of other training just like this, and a bunch of other things over on pianogenius.com. So thanks for watching.